Hi everyone, it's Ian here from Crack Maths, and in this tutorial, tutorial 24, we are looking at how to calculate how long it takes to do a job with a different number of people. So I couldn't think of a snazzy way of summarizing this, but basically there's always a question that comes up and it always tells us that 10 people take this long to do a job, how long would it take 5 people? And questions like that. Now, the big thing to remember is I know that I go on a lot about direct proportion, but for this type of question, this is called inverse proportion. So basically, if you think about the phrase, many hands make light work, what that means is the more people you have doing a job, the less time it takes. So whenever you see one of these questions, always try to think about what the question is saying and if the answer that you have makes sense. So they're going to tell you a certain number of people are doing a job, they're going to tell you how long it takes, and they want you to work out how long it would take a different number of people. Now remember, more people doing a job means it's going to take less time, okay? If you're doing a job and someone comes and helps you out, it's likely that the job is going to take you less time. In the world of maths, we presume that is the case. We don't know about the details of this person that's come to help you. We don't know if they're a help or a hindrance, but we're assuming that the more people there are, the quicker a task is to do. Okay, so bearing that in mind, let's have a look at our first question. So our first question here is, if 3 people can complete a job in 6 hours, how long would it take for 8 people to do the same job? So 3 people can do the job in 6 hours. How long will it take 8 people to do the same job? Right, so if I know that 3 people take 6 hours to do it, that's 3 people all individually giving 6 hours. So I can do 3 times 6, and that equals 18. So that tells me that there is 18 hours of work to be done. Okay, think about that. 3 people working for 6 hours, 3 times 6 is 18. So there's 18 hours of work to be done. Now, in our new scenario, there's 8 people. Okay, so we've got 18 hours of work, but now we've got 8 people to share it across. So I'm going to do my 3 times 6, which was 18, divided by the new number of people, which is 8. And here we go. So it says here it's 2.25 hours. Now, the way that you could fall down with this is if you mistakenly think about that 25 hours as being minutes. So this doesn't mean 2 hours 25 minutes. This means 2.25 hours. Now, because hours are out of 60 minutes, we've got to think about what is 0.25 of an hour. So basically, we're looking at what is 0.25 of 60. So we can do on our calculator 0.25 times 60, and that equals 15. So the answer to this question would be 2 hours and 15 minutes. Right, let's have a look at another question. So our next question says, if 2 people can build a house in 6 weeks, how long will it take for 6 people to build the same house? Now remember, we're presuming that everybody is just as good at their job as each other. So this is what we've got to presume. So 2 people take 6 weeks. 2 people take 6 weeks. Right. If 2 people take 6 weeks, that means that one person would take 12 weeks because 2 people would work twice as fast. So if 2 people take 6 weeks, one person would take 12 weeks. Okay, so there's 12 weeks of work to be done. Okay, now we know this time we've got 6 workers. So we can now divide the 12 weeks work by 6. So therefore that means if there were 6 workers, 12 divided by 6 is 2. If there were 6 workers, it would take them 2 weeks. Okay, right, let's have a go at another one. So here we go. If 3 workers can paint a room in 5 hours, how long would it take for 6 workers to paint the same room? So 3 workers can do it in 5 hours. We want to find out how long it will take 6 workers. So 3 workers, 5 hours. So we do 3 lots of 5 is 15. So that means there's 15 hours of work to be done. 15 divided by 6, I'm going to use my calculator. 15 divided by 6 is 2.5. So it's going to take them 2.5 hours. What is 2.5 hours? 2.5 hours is 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, remember, always write your time in minutes at the end if that's the way that it's been given. They might specify you could write 2.5 hours if they just wanted it in hours. That's fine as well. Right, let's do one more question and then we'll finish it there and you can go practice. There's lots of practice questions at this. It's tutorial 24, crackmaths.co.uk. So let's look at our next question, our last question. And this says, if 8 workers harvest a field in 10 days, how long would it take 5 workers? So 8 workers are harvesting the field in 10 days. So 8 times 10, 80. So there's 80 days worth of harvesting if it was only going to be down to one person, okay? 80 days worth of harvesting is taking place. This time we've got 5 people to do it. So 80 divided by 5 equals 16. So it would take them 16 days. 5 workers would take 16 days to harvest those fields. Okay, great. Remember, get lots of practice and I will catch you soon. Best wishes, all the best, and I will see you in the next tutorial.